Hi, it's me, Mackenzie, and this is the stuff I did throughout the years. In September, I did the color run, and that was a lot of fun. So yeah, and then I did the Couch to 5K, and that was really fun. And we went to Toronto to do a run thingy, 5K. And then for the fall fair, I entered Miss Teen Six Nations, and I got third runner up, or second runner up, I mean. And then this was my first ever concert, which was the Gorillaz concert, and that just blew my mind, and it was awesome, and I loved it. This is when we took my nephew to go to the aquarium to see all the fishies. That was an awesome time, but kind of crowded. This was our first hike to Borers Falls with my auntie and her boyfriend and her child. And this is another hike that we went on, and it was at Red Hill Valley, and I think we saw some salmon there. And this is when we went to Toronto, the Festival of Lights, I think it was called, and it was beautiful and cold. And this was another hike. Well, I don't want to call it a hike because it wasn't a hike. It was basically a little itty bitty bush walk to Tiffany Falls. Yeah. This is another hike to Red Hill Valley, where we stopped and rested at the Bear Paw and then continued on to Falkers Falls. Yeah. So we went on a trip to Ottawa to do a protest against the Prime Minister. And it was really cold, but we survived. And now we're on the 2019. So, start that year off. Me, my sister, and her boyfriend, and my nieces and nephews, and my parents went to Niagara Falls to stay at the Skyline Inn, which was a really fun experience. This is the second concert we went to that was at the Sanderson Center, and it was Finger 11 and I Mother Earth playing, and yeah. This is another hike we did before it got really snowy, and that was at Creaston Bruce Trail, and I fell in the mud right away. Was it purposefully? Who knows? So this hike we did when it was snowing, as you can see, and we were in tunnels and everything and heading in waterfalls. And that was at Aramosa Karst. So this was another hike that we did with two of my many nieces, and this was at Dundas Valley, and it was a really long walk, and I felt like it took all day. So this is a little collage of the time me and my parents went to the Y Camp up north, but sadly one of my cousins passed away, so we had to head home real quick to be with her family and help out. And other news, this is the Star Wars concert my parents forced me to go to, but I really liked it. I almost fell asleep though. Now it's April. Didn't do anything in April. But my birthday's in April, so yeah. And we are back at Red Hill Valley Trail. No! This is the time when my parents forced me to take pictures and go on a Star Wars walk on them on May the 4th. This was a little walk we did in Waterford, and all the plants were growing and the bugs were out. Okay, this is when we went on the Ghost Walk in Hamilton, and we got to see all these interesting landscapes. And they brought the Annabelle doll from Warner Brothers. This is a little walk we did in Niagara Falls with one of my nephews, and it was like a little adventure. It was precious. Oh my god! So I did 2-row in July, and that was really fun because I love kayaking. It was freeing. Yeah, and then we decided to go on a night walk, and we ended up at the Screaming Tunnel doing some spooky stuff. And this was the first time I did a story on YouTube called Stories from the Trail, which we need more stories. Which we need more stories because I have nothing to read. And this is when I went to Fan Expo dressed up as the crow. This is Orange Shirt Day, and my sister made that shirt for us, and it has all of our family members that were in the residential school, I think. Another hike in the Niagara Glen, and I saw those mushrooms, and I just had to take a picture. This was my first ever comedy show, stand-up comedy thing, and it was very fun. I'm awkward, so this was something different and out of my comfort zone. This was another walk we did at Waterford. This next thing we went on a trip to Toronto in October to go see Almighty Voice and his wife, which was amazing. I loved it. This is another hike we did at Borers Falls, and we got to see a little snake and a snowball. And this was our first ever Creative Native show that took part on Six Nations, and it's so amazing to see that the youth put this all together. Oh my god, and this is my second comedy show, which I'm proud of. I went up first. That was scary, but I loved it. I loved it. I got to make people laugh. Yeah. And we did a little walk at Balls Falls, and then after that we went to Niagara Falls. This was our first trip to Tuscarora, the Tuscarora Reserve in the US, and we went to a nut workshop where we made cookies out of nuts, and I made this weird strawberry nut thing. I don't know. And that, my friends, is the end, and kind of up to date on what I did in 2019. Happy New Year, I guess. I know this is really late.